Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fijian investment trader known as Fijian Traders. This is Mr. Singh. Folks, we're going to talk about NIO, ticker symbol NIO. NIO. Right now, we have about 4 minutes left for the market to close, and we are sitting about $5.70, which is the high, a little bit higher than on the daytime, that we've been struggling to break out actually. But before we talk on the technical side, I'm going to talk about some fundamental news with you guys on the good, the bad, and my portfolio. What is my plan in doing it? And I want to share with you guys before we dig dive more on the technical side because there's some key levels I want to share with you guys. So don't go anywhere. Stay put because we have a lot to cover, and I'm excited about it. So. Well, one of the news is NIOSTOCK analysis. The EV dark horse is poised for comeback, and I did mention it on my video. I believe it was about 3 weeks ago that Neo will be the comeback story of the stock, and it's going to be down to the road end of the year, even looking down to the 2025. Right, we know what was the issue with Neo is having on the growth level in terms of making profitability due to high operating expense. So on this article, Neo stock has been a wild ride in the recent years, slumping constantly from its peak. 100% I agree with that. I have traded this stock when it was sitting at $2 and when the high of $60 and even the lows of $3 as well. So Neo is a significant Chinese backing up from the EV sector, have changing a calculus behind of his owning the stock. The company's reliance and the future growth strategy compiling and the worth of at the least to pay attention. We knew what's been Mr. Lee William is doing it, getting funds on that. We also have seen this article also came out that foreseen and Neo stock, right? After Gulf nation invested $2.2 billion in Chinese EV market. NIO handed technology license to Abu Dhabi's Simi State Investment Farm of the company. The deal, which includes the upfront licensing fee and royalties of unforeseen future project sales, gave NIO stock a 2.4% of boost. I would have seen a little bit more boost on that, but unfortunately we didn't. But this is a good news, right? Coming through in the global EV development, NIO has been thinking outside the box, and with some rare intriguing partners, target markets, and other Chinese competitors aren't pursuing it, right? Like, what are the outside the box thing is the charge battery swap station where it can be swapped between in less than 3 minutes, where you can charge your car. It will take up to 25 to 30 minutes. That's a big time difference when you have it, right? Also, one of the negative side that came out in the news that I want to share with you guys: the U.S. government is doubling down on the mission on the curb China's attempts to spy um, on Americans. Right, in 2024, a U.S. Secretary Congress Gina Raimondo raised concern about Chinese EVs having ability to harvest America's data. Now, the president Joe Biden and his administration are launching investigation into a national security risk at the EV post. So something to keep an eye. What are the bans or what are the regulations they might be putting in? Most of the Chinese EV producers don't currently sell in US due to high import tariffs, right? But it's but if the investor turns up the evidence and allied risks are real, it's most likely even to make harder for these companies to make headway in a booming US market, and Chinese EV stocks run is a risk of being comprised of investigation under covers of illicit activity. So we know what's the tariff is high. None of them is going to come over here at any time soon. But this is something I wanted to share with you guys when the news came regarding on EV sector. Also, one of the articles kind of caught my eye. I want to share with you quickly. So before we dig dive on the technical side, is that my stance on new Chinese EV. Neo has changed, has the stock has changed, and now I'm more the upside in companies competition and looking in this space more broadly. However, there are some reasons investors may consider this stock an excellent long term. This what I was once bullish on Neo, and I can understand the bull behind this stock. In fact, I think the bullish arguments supporting around this stock is the current levels and still makes sense for investors for holding for a long-term investor. I am also a long-term investor, and I do believe how Neo is going to have it. I'm going to talk about briefly about my portfolio. Nothing has changed. I am still on my option call of $10 for January of 2025. I'm invested about 700 shares and options calls on that. I'm still a little bit up on that, and you can see I am down on my NIO. It's up to 3.5%. I'm really not far off from all my actual target, which is sitting around at $5.81. So I'm not far off from that. My plan is to add another 20,000 shares, but it is going to be based on the other based on how the NIO moves, right? I do portfolios. I have recently invested on Navda, one of my biggest investment right now on that, and also on Mara as well. It's been doing very well. Both of them are really doing very well on that, on this portfolio. But I have other penny stocks that I do invest on it. But my plan is to add on NIO a little bit more on 20,000 shares if I see where is an uptrend coming in or where the pattern lies, right now it is trading on the sideways, which is sometimes it's okay on that, right? Like I said, when I was talking about this, an article was about this. Your Chinese EV stocks have alerted US opens invitation on Chinese automakers. So this was one of the news that came out today as I'm doing this video, like about roughly about an hour ago, and where US government have actually launched into invitation on China's EV, right? Recent accusation accused of Chinese EV can spy on a US driver. So something to keep an eye because you might have some impact. But the stock is doing well today, right? So stock on NIO is doing relatively well today. As we speak, it have went to $5.75 during the video we're doing it. It was sitting around $6.75. So great headway making NIO right now. Market just got closed right now, and we closed at $5.74. Where we at on the 5-day, right? What are we looking for Friday, right? We came this all the way this low of $5.53 was sitting as a low over here, and that was our support level, and you can clearly see that, and we kind of break out through that. But today, let's talk about today. Then we go back to 1 month and what are we looking for the definitely on that. We opened up today sitting in my $5.53. My support, it was acting as a resistance level, which we kind of break through on that, and we went high of $5.79 and then came low of $5.57 and then kind of traded ways. But as soon as the market closes, we closed at high of $5.74. And for the, like I said, going back on the 5-day, we are playing this U game right now. Go up high and come back again. So let's see if it breaks the $5.93. But that's something that I've been saying, is that we gotta hold this very key tangible a very moving average, right? We are very close. This is a 1 month chart, folks. 1 month right now. As soon as we had this crossover, you can clearly see that the pink line, which is my 200-day EMA, is sitting at $5.77, and it got rejected today, right, at $5.79 though, but it got rejected today easily around that area. And then the blue line, it is my 60-day EMA, sitting right at $5.63, which we are trading above. So this is squeeze, right? Everything on them for tomorrow's setup, it looks really great for an uptrend. RSI is still on the cool off on the 1 month, right? On the 1 month. That's why we are on that. That's his story on the 1 month. And we're going to go back to the 3 months. And this is what I am predicting for what's going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to go test back again. And this is the time we go test. And the 200-day moving average, this is my pink line, and which is sitting at $5.95. $5.95 is sitting right here. So we clearly see that that area of resistance level is sitting. So what I'm going to do, I know I have my moving average, another one right here. I really don't want to confuse by making another support a resistance level, but it's clearly going to be this moving average sitting at $5.95. We're going to break, and we're going to hold on that, because if we break it and we trade above this channel, we have it. Because right now we have kind of created, and that's why I'm going to move this $4.34 when it's going to come in play. And time and time we've been acting as this $5.53 has been acting as our 2 support level. So I'm gonna have this drawn over here for us to look at it, for loading, for people to get load or more shares on that. That is my plan as well, to load more shares. But we can clearly see that it has acted as a massive double bottom right here, and there's another one tested right here. So made a U-turn, right? I am very confident they will be testing tomorrow at $5.93. That's Friday. I'll be doing my recap video coming on Saturday morning, so definitely an entire recap, get more news, more updates for you guys. But I like what I see right now on NIO, trading a little bit on the sideways and in the between this channel all the way from January 17. We've been trading between $6 low of $5 and 23 cents. It's been trading in between this channel right here, right, these two trends, and how the moving average is becoming a squeeze. So folks, buckle up, fasten your seatbelt. We're gonna be talking on this weekend. I'm excited. I'm sure you about my portfolio, what we're gonna do, but this is a very rough time and patches for NIO right now, and especially in the EV sector. Even Tesla was down today a little bit, and I'm also invested on Tesla. But EV, like I said, on NIO is definitely is gonna be one of the comeback kid, right? I used to call it a comeback stock of the year for 2024. Thank you, folks.